Good morning. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word. I'm Barry Bryson, and we're studying Matthew's Gospel, and we're in chapter 21, and we're going to begin reading with verse 23 today. Jesus has made his triumphal entry. He has cleansed the temple of the money changers. He's gone back to Bethany to spend the night, and this morning he's come back into the city of Jerusalem, having cursed the fig tree on the way. And when he doesn't come to Jerusalem to hang out in Jerusalem, he comes straight to the temple. And when he does, he is confronted by the chief priests. When he had come into the temple, verse 23, the chief priests and elders of the people came to him as he was teaching and said, "By what authority are you doing these things, and who gave you this authority?" But Jesus answered them and said, "I will ask you one thing too, which if you tell me, I will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, where was it from? From heaven or from men?" And they began reasoning among themselves, saying, "If we say from heaven, he will say to us, then why didn't you believe him? But if we say from men, we fear the multitude, for they all hold John to be a prophet." And they answered Jesus and said, "We don't know." And he said to them, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things." Jesus, he has demonstrated his superior strength in every possible way. And he's out rabbiing the rabbis right now. He's outperforming them at their own game. And yet the question is more than just a demonstration of I'm smarter than you. It's the question that if they answer it correctly will lead them to the truth. Because John was there and to prepare the way for him. And notice he didn't say John. He said John's baptism. He asked them specifically about John's baptism. The baptism that John was performing. That was something new. Who gave him the authority to do that? Was it from heaven or did he just make it up? And they won't answer. They said, "We don't know," which is interesting. They of course, when you play that political game, you paint yourself into a corner. And when you are confronted with actual truth, actual facts that are inconvenient to you, there's not much you can do about it. And you are exposed for the inconsistencies that you have been living by. And this is happening to the high priests and that faction right at this time. I mean, Jesus, just by being honest about himself, is exposing them to this. And Jesus doesn't say, "Well, I don't know either, so there, you're not any better than I am." Jesus said, "I'm not going to tell you because you wouldn't give me an answer." And there's nothing they can do about that. It's an amazing exchange that Jesus and the high priests have. And he doesn't claim that he has no authority. He says, "I'm not going to tell you who the authority is." But it's more than just one-upsmanship. Let's never forget this. This is not just about Jesus proving that he's right and they're wrong. If they will just answer this question correctly, it will lead them to the truth. Just like he did a few days ago when we talked about the rich young ruler. "Why do you call me good? Only God is good." Well, there's an answer to that question. And it is, you are God. And if he will answer it, it will lead him to the truth. And Jesus, by asking this question, is seeking not to prove that he's smarter than they are, but to lead them to the truth. They will not be led to the truth. They are going to be active and willing participants in bringing about the will of God by handing him over to be sacrificed. Well, I just wanted us to see that there's a deeper dimension to this than what we might think. And also to notice one more thing, and that is the esteem, the imprint that John the Baptist had already made on the people. And John the Baptist came with power. He was a powerful image, a powerful speaker, a powerful influence. People came to him from all over Palestine to be baptized in the Jordan River. And everyone thought he was a prophet, and yet he was executed. In fact, which of the prophets were not executed? Jesus has mentioned that already. So it's important for us to see how John the Baptist had not yet left their consciousness, and how even after his death, even at the end of Jesus' own public ministry, John the Baptist's own ministry continues, and he's preparing the way for Jesus. That's really cool too. Okay, so next time we're going to pick up with this parable that Jesus is going to teach that is in no way a veiled address to the chief priests and to their ilk. So we'll look there next time. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes.